As any traveler knows, no matter how good the continental breakfast is or how cozy the bed, if outside noises are keeping you up, the chances of a return visit are slim to none.
My name is Pam. I'm a marketing director, and I find myself traveling a lot, and I'm staying at the hotel today as I'm visiting here in the Washington, D.C. area. When I checked in and I was here in the lobby and I looked out the window and I saw the trains, I was initially concerned.
I'm hearing traffic noise, just regular cars passing by, accelerating away from a traffic light. We had a train horn. Even within just the train noise, there's engine noise, there's wheels on the track noise, there's sort of the vibration noise of the cars as they sort of bump down the tracks. There's the hum of the motors. There's a lot of different components to all of those things that make the acoustic signature of each source.
So before ground broke for this hotel in Alexandria, Virginia, the builder made sure they would be able to keep the outside noise from disturbing their future guests.
The owner of the hotel asked us to help them understand what the implications of having a metro rail right next to the project would be. They knew they wanted a hotel here and they knew they could make that work, but they needed our help to really understand what those windows needed to be, how we were going to source them, and what that would sound like.
But how can you predict how loud noise will be without a building or even a window?
At the facade where the building was going to be built, we measured noise levels of just over 100 decibels, which is really quite an impactful sound level.
As an acoustic consultant, one of Chris's many roles during pre-construction is to connect his clients with companies who can offer the best in acoustical window solutions.
The performance that we're talking about in this window really limits the number of companies that can do this. And as we had worked with St. Cloud on another project, I sort of reached out and discussed what the performance was. It's a challenge. The construction is quite significant, and the design and testing requirements and validation is quite a process to go through.
After taking several bids, St. Cloud Window beat out the competition.
The project has very substantial acoustic requirements to begin with. And the windows that were selected, it has very high sound attenuating characteristics and also very high thermal performance values.
When it came time to install the guest room windows, St. Cloud set to work keeping form and function in mind.
We live in a very noisy world. And obviously you come to a hotel room as a room of refuge. And you want a peaceful environment, someplace where you can sleep well, concentrate on your work or whatever it is that you're doing in the room. But you also want to look out and see what's going on around you.
St. Cloud has been designing and manufacturing aluminum windows and door products for more than 60 years, with an expertise in historical window replacement and acoustic windows for effective noise control.
The windows work because it's comprised of 2 layers of glass. One is an insulating glass, so it provides some good energy conservation. The other one is more of the attenuating feature, and that's a heavy laminated glass, and that's on the inside. And the space that separates those is about 6 inches of dead air space. And it's the barrier of glass to glass and the airspace between them that actually creates the attenuating features of the window. That difference in exterior noise to interior noise. In the inner lining of the window, you'll see some perforated aluminum, and behind that aluminum is foam. And the purpose of that is to absorb any noise that is reflecting in between the 2 lights of glass inside of the cavity.
The luxury of quiet is very important to me. My room was beautifully quiet. I had a good night's sleep. I did not hear anything last night in regards to the trains.
Chris can rest easy knowing all his hard work paid off with the help of St. Cloud Windows.
Starting the project and seeing it through from that initial measurement where we defined how loud it really was and sort of started to understand what a challenge we had in front of us, it was fascinating. And now, a number of years later, to see the building operating, it's a successful business. The guests seemed happy. I certainly had a great sleep, and that was uninterrupted by any noise. So, yeah, I'm proud to have worked on something so challenging.
As populations expand, residential and commercial buildings will keep moving closer to busy highways and rail lines, which means more demand for acoustical windows, and that's something that makes Casey very happy.
I'm not going to lie to you, I love noisy cities.